And what if real love isn't the one that begins, but the one that returns? Some stories aren't written by us. They're written by the stars long before we even live them. There's a thread you can't see, stronger than time itself, that ties two souls together. They know each other beyond the body, beyond logic, and sometimes even beyond this life. When souls are truly meant to be, it doesn't matter how much time passes, what pain unfolds, or what distance grows between them. They will search, they will find, and they will return, because something far greater is pulling them back together. In this video, we're going to explore that something. We'll dive into the depths of the unconscious and through Carl Jung's eyes, see why soul connections feel so powerful, so familiar. Get ready to see love in a way you've never seen before. Not just emotional, but symbolic. Not just romantic, but transformative. If you believe what's meant to be will always find a way, leave a comment below. Because what's true always returns. For Carl Jung, love between destined souls isn't about attraction or chemistry. It goes deeper, way deeper. It's about a reunion, not of people, but of unconscious forces. When souls meet, something ancient wakes up. Archetypes, deep symbols inside all of us. The feminine inside a man. The masculine inside a woman. These images come alive, and it's not just about the other person anymore. It's about what that person reflects back to us. It's about the self, the truest center of who we are. Meeting a soul you're destined for activates something intense. It sets off projections. We see in them what lives hidden inside ourselves. And this is just the start of individuation, the process where we become who we really are. But don't be fooled. This kind of love, it's not easy. The deeper the bond, the more shadows show up. In Jung's work, the shadow is all the parts of us we push away or deny. So when you meet a destined soul, you see not just the light in each other, but also the darkness. And still, nothing can break that bond. Why? Because this love isn't here to comfort you. It's here to transform you. These souls meet to awaken each other, to shake old wounds awake so they can finally heal. And even if they fall down again and again, they rise again and again, moving toward wholeness. In Jungian psychology, this reunion isn't some cute coincidence. It's a symbol of the soul's journey. Jung said the self is more than your ego. It's your full potential, who you truly are, but haven't yet become. Meeting this person can jumpstart that journey. It's not just love, it's awakening. Sometimes you meet someone and feel like you've always known them. That's no accident. It's your soul remembering, not in time, but in archetypes. It recognizes something ancient in the other. And suddenly, everything around you fades. This soul in front of you isn't just a partner. They're a reflection of the self, of everything you are and everything you could be. That's why this love feels bigger than words. It's a bridge between unconscious and conscious, between who you were and who you're becoming. And yes, it's hard. It stirs up deep questions, shakes loose old lies, and breaks apart the masks you used to wear. But all of that is part of the process. The self is speaking through the connection, demanding you let go of who you thought you were and step into who you truly are. Yes, there will be pain, but there will also be truth. And in that tension, between ego and self, something new is born. Two destined souls aren't just lovers. They're each other's mirrors. They help each other see what they've refused to face. Old wounds, buried fears, things only this kind of love can reveal. And when that person sees you clearly, without judgment, without agenda, you feel seen like never before. It's raw and rare. And here's the strange part. This reunion usually doesn't happen until we're ready. really ready, even if we don't think we are. Because the self is patient. It arranges everything, just so the soul can see itself in the other. And when that happens, masks fall, games end, and all that's left is soul seeing soul. It doesn't need to be spoken. You just know. And even if the path is messy, painful, chaotic, that knowing doesn't disappear, because this isn't desire, it's destiny. Jung said individuation is like walking through a dark forest. But if someone walks beside you, someone who reflects your truest self, the path may be hard, but it's less lonely. And that mirror shows not just your light, but your shadows too. And that's the gift. Because through this love, you don't just find someone, you find yourself. Will this bond survive life's twists and turns? Nobody knows. But one thing's certain. Once you've met your destined soul, you'll never be the same. These relationships can feel magical, but they're not just sweet. They can also be chaotic. That deep soul bond, it triggers projections, a major idea in Jung's work. Projections are when we put parts of ourselves we can't accept onto another person. In a deep love, it intensifies, because the bond is symbolic, and it activates our deepest psyche. We project hopes, love, and healing, but also pain, fear, and abandonment. At first, it feels like a dream, as if we finally found the missing piece. But dreams crack, and we start to see who the other really is, which means we also see who we are. This is where the fairy tale ends, and real love begins. Jung defined the shadow as all the parts we hide from ourselves. When that person triggers jealousy or fear, it's not their fault. It's our shadow showing up. These emotions are mirrors, telling us what's unhealed. And this is the real purpose of the bond, to make us face what we don't want to see. It's not failure, it's growth. Love isn't the absence of pain, it's the courage to face it together. Destined souls don't run when things get dark. They stay, because they know the shadows are part of the journey, and the only way through them is to face them. Not blame, not run, but integrate. This takes bravery. We stop blaming the other and start asking, why does this hurt so much? What part of me is still healing? What expectation am I clinging to? Answering these honestly is how we grow. Together, love stops being a place to hide and becomes a place to evolve. A destined soul isn't a fantasy. It's a truth bringer. It pulls us toward the light, but only by going through the dark. And when we meet it with maturity, it lifts the connection from emotional to spiritual. Some relationships are distractions, but this one, it's an awakening. It forces us to drop the ego and meet the truth, the full truth of love, not just joy, but also pain, not just beauty, but also fear, shame, and longing. To accept the shadow in the other is to accept your own humanity. And that kind of love, it doesn't erase wounds. It brings them into the light so they can heal. And that healing, that's what makes these souls unbreakable. Because they weren't chosen for the good times. They were chosen for the whole journey, light, dark, and everything in between. This love wakes something timeless in us, an ancient memory buried in the collective soul of humanity. Carl Jung believed we all share this deep layer of psyche, the collective unconscious, and within it, the archetype of eternal love, found in myths, legends, poetry, from Psyche and Eros to Romeo and Juliet. A love that beats death, time, everything. And when you meet a destined soul, that archetype comes alive again, through you. And in that moment, it's not just a story anymore, it's your story. If you've ever felt this kind of connection, the kind that breaks you open, heals you, and changes you forever, honor it. Don't rush to label it. Don't run from the shadow it reveals. Instead, ask, what is this teaching me about who I'm meant to become? Not all love is meant to stay. But every soul you meet is part of your awakening. And if you're lucky enough to meet your destined soul again, this time, love them with awareness. Not to complete you, but to walk beside you as you both become whole. Two souls, one destiny. They always return. If this awakens something in you, a memory you can't quite place, a feeling that lives beyond words, then maybe you've known this truth all along. Destined souls don't just find each other, they find you. And when they do, you're never the same. Thank you for watching. If you felt a shift, a pull, or a spark, subscribe to Stoic Trench. Here, we don't just explore ideas, we awaken the ones already living inside you. Your journey isn't random, it's remembered, and we're here to walk it with you.